So welcome. Here we're going to talk about the telemedicine workflow, an example of a patient review workflow. But first, what I would like to do is go over Dropbox. Dropbox is a virtual storage that's stored in the cloud. It's HIPAA compliant, has a lot of security built into it. For our sake at Home Health Medical, each iPad has Dropbox on it and has this shared folder. This is going to be important because what's going to happen is if you're a PA in the field taking a picture of, say, an injury of a patient or whatever at home, and you can do a photo or video from your iPad, you can then post that video or photo up to here, and then from SharePoint, you can pull it up to SharePoint so that Dr. Sams can view it, or from his iPad, he has Dropbox, he can just go into his Dropbox and then play that video or photo or see that video straight from his iPad. Also, if you're within Centricity, you can go to www.our SharePoint site and then upload or download that file to the desktop to upload into Centricity. So this Dropbox application becomes very, very helpful when you're trying to do telemedicine. So let's kind of go over the workflow. On our SharePoint site, you're going to notice two things that we're going to use in this example. We've added, since our first tutorial, the patient chart library. This is where we're going to use Dropbox to upload this into SharePoint. So on the iPad with that Filamente SharePoint app, when we go into here, we're going to add a document or add a video, and we're going to pull it from Dropbox. So for example, if I was on my iPad, I go here and say add document, and then from the iPad, instead of it saying choose file, you're going to get that, but you're also going to get video, Dropbox, and all other applications on your iPad. So then you could just choose that file, and then the video or photo will be here. Once that's accomplished, then what you can do is add a task assignment, which is right here, for Dr. Sams to come in and look at that video, just to let him know that it's uploaded and he could take a look at it from the quality assurance perspective. So let's go over the workflow. First thing is going to happen, you got the field engineer, which is going to visit the patient's house, and from his iPad, he's going to take a photo or video, say for example, of an injury, with the thought that he eventually wants Dr. Sam to look at it. Dr. Sam is, for example, in Jamaica, or whatever. Once he takes that photo, he's going to upload it to Dropbox, to that folder that we just talked about. Which is located on his iPad right here. Once it's there, then using the iPad SharePoint app, he can then import that photo into the patient chart library, which we just visited on SharePoint. Okay, now that it's on SharePoint, he can assign a task assignment to Dr. Sams and say, hey, come look at this photo I just took from Joe Doe or whatever. Once he assigns that task assignment, Dr. Sam is going to get an email on his iPhone, or he can go into SharePoint and look at his open tasks under task assignment, and he'll see that, hey, something just got posted, I need to take a look at it. And this is an example. Dr. Sam has his iPad and he's looking at that. Now, from there, what can happen is Dr. Sam, so let me just switch back over. So if I go to the task assignment, say for example, you can see the task, and then Dr. Sams can, in this box, update the comments based on his task. And then once he's view with it, and then once he's complete with it, he can mark this as complete. And then the task notification will go back to the field engineer saying that the task is complete. Now, at this particular point, you have the videos and everything uploaded into this Dropbox, and then they're also on SharePoint. Now, what you can also do is log into Centricity from your computer or from your iPad. And then once you get into Tech Pro, go to our SharePoint site, log in, and then you can upload the files and images straight into Centricity from the desktop. So from here, you can also go to Dropbox.com and download the images to your desktop, or SharePoint and download them into your desktop, and then from Centricity, just upload them here to Centricity. Now this is just one example of how workflow can work using telemedicine, photos, the iPad, field engineers, and stuff like that. So we'll just use this as an example as we move forward and develop other workflows.